This is the tutorial for Lesson 1C. Please open the file called 01C Start. It should look like this. The first thing we need to pay attention to in this file is the layers palette. You can see that there are three layers: the background, layer 3 copy, and tie designs. If you look at the eyeballs on the left of the layer palette, you can click those to hide and unhide certain I want to end up with all of them on. You can also tell which layer is the active layer. This is important because when you edit the file, you want to make sure that you are clicking on the correct layer. For today, we need to be on the tie designs layer. The reason we're using that layer is that it has a mask on it. So when we paint on this layer, our painting will stay constrained only to the tie shape. Okay, so with the tie designs layer active, we're going to move across the screen to our toolbar. You already know that you choose your tool by clicking on it. There are also keyboard shortcuts for most of the tools. In order to choose the brush tool, I can either hit B on my keyboard or simply click on the brush tool. Be careful because some of the tools look similar to each other. This tool, for instance, is the history brush. We are not using the history brush today. Please make sure that you are using the brush tool. Again, you can get to that by clicking B on your keyboard. With the brush tool selected, the options bar will change to reflect the different things you can do to your brush. The second box from the left will allow you to choose the shape of the end of your brush and also adjust the size and hardness. Let's begin by clicking the first option, and you'll see that that is a brush that has 0 hardness, and then I can change the size of it. If your sliders are in different positions, don't worry, you can move them to anything that you want. You can choose one of the presets and/or make whatever adjustments you wish. It doesn't matter which circle you're on, which round brush, you can still change the size and hardness to anything you want. So we'll begin with a size of about 30. It doesn't matter if it's 28 or 33, it doesn't matter. If you want to be precise, you can type 30 in this box right here. And the hardness, we're going to move up to 100%. That will give us a nice clean line. It's sort of like painting with a stick. There will not be any feathery brush strokes at the end. The next thing we want to choose is the color that we're going to paint with. So I'm going to begin with this bright blue. You may choose any color that you like. Now you can see what your options are set to appear. Your opacity should be on 100. That means you can't see through it at all. Your flow should be on 100, which means you have a loaded paintbrush, very full. Your color that you're going to paint with should be here in the foreground box. So with those selections made, I'll move over onto the picture and I can see the outline of my brush, the little circle. This might be a good time to also show you that you can change the size of your brush on the fly using the bracket keys on your keyboard. The right bracket will make your brush bigger, and the left bracket will make it smaller. Okay, so I'm going to start by just doing some diagonal stripes on the tie so that you can see the nice clean line. That is done by clicking and dragging. If I just click, I will get a perfect circle in the exact size and shape of the brush that I selected. Now, I don't like any of this, so I want to get rid of it. In order to back up, I'm going to hit Command-Option-Z several times until all of that is gone. Next, I'm going to go over here and put the size of my brush down on about 3. And make some designs on the tie. Now notice it does not matter whether I am sloppy with this because I'm on that masked layer. So I can try to draw over here on the shirt, nothing happens. Okay, I'm going to switch my brush size now to about 100. And I'm going to make the hardness 0. So with the large, soft brush, you can see that you get kind of a feathered spray paint effect, whether you drag or if you just click. All right, so I'm going to use my eraser tool now to get rid of what I don't like on my designs. Again, because we're on the masked layer, we won't damage the rest of the picture. The eraser tool works just like a brush in that you can make it larger with the brackets or smaller. You can also make it softer or harder. I'm just going to erase my design. Okay, now you have to be sure and go back to the brush tool. You're on the eraser now. Go back to the brush. And then under your shape selection here, let's scroll down and see what some of the other options are. This one, if you make it bigger, will give you kind of a grungy, splotchy look. This is good for roughing up the edges of a photo if you use it as the eraser. Okay, Command-Option-Z a few times to get rid of all that. Okay, going back to my brush shape selection, this time I want you to choose something like the leaves or the stars and experiment with these brushes. Now you'll notice that some of them, when you click just once, you actually are getting more than one leaf, and if you drag, you're going to get a whole bunch, and you can also see variations in the color. That's because this is a scatter brush, and if you want to know more about the options for scatter brushes, you can look that up. Just Google scatter brushes in Photoshop. Okay, so at this point I invite you to play around with your tie designs until it looks like something that you like, and when you are happy with it, then go ahead and do your screenshot, Command-Shift-3, and turn that in. This is the end of the tutorial.